We really grew up in the same household, but with different family members.
Right.
And I was telling them the same thing, like, get the help that y'all can before it gets too late, because you don't want it to get too late when we got a lot to accomplish. We only in our 30s or early 30s at that.
Yeah.
We still learning, we're still growing, and we still got a life ahead of us. So to see us to go through so much pain and hurt with nobody understanding where we're coming from, that's what hurt the most. Nobody doesn't see what we're going through. Everybody want to victim blame and do the he said, she said stuff, but nobody's not listening.
And I think far too much of that is going on. We are speaking out. We are breaking those generational curses. We are breaking those cycles of abuse. We are not holding that in. And I think maybe if we were able to get that message as children ourselves, maybe we would have stopped that cycle. You know what I mean? Maybe we would have been the people to stop it in the midst of it.
A friend of mine actually asked me the other day, why are you doing these events? Why are you speaking out on these events? And I'm like, because nobody never heard us in the beginning. So this is my time to break the chain.
Come on. That is so true. Hi, and welcome to another episode and another season of the Woman Witness podcast on the Woman Witness TV network. I'm your host, Leah Fortier. Here on this platform, we bring to you voices of dynamic women that are out there making a positive impact in their lives, in their family, and the community around them. Women of faith, women of resilience, women who have battled through something, and they are bold enough, strong enough to turn around, grab the hand of another sister, and be a witness. Today, I'm so excited to introduce you my special guest, Miss Necia B. She is an author, a poet, an actress, an entrepreneur, and so much more. But her journey is deeper than just titles. From childhood abuse to abandonment to toxic relationships and battles with mental health, Necia has faced pain that nearly cost her life. After suicide attempts, hospital stays, and questioning everything, including God, she made a choice to fight back, heal, and reclaim her identity. Now, Necia is using her voice to inspire others to speak their truth and know that they are not alone. I am so excited. I want you all to help me welcome my guest today, Miss Necia B. Hey, Necia, welcome to the Well. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing well.
Thank you for being here, Necia. Thank you for coming in and sharing your story and sharing your truth and just being vulnerable. I know that overcoming some things in our past and overcoming some childhood trauma and being able to come out on the other side of it and be able to come back and be a witness and help others. I'm speechless because I know that I've done it. I know there's many women who've done it, and it can't be easy. So I'm glad that you are here to come and help us out and help some of those women who may be stuck in their own cycles of torment and abuse. So let me just stop talking real quick. And I want you to share a little bit about your childhood and some of the struggles that you faced growing up.
Growing up in my grandma's house with my siblings and cousins, stepmom, mom, aunts, it was a lot of us in the household. A lot of yelling, a lot of emotional trauma, a lot of verbal abuse, physical. It took a lot for me to get where I am today. If it wasn't for my best friend and my therapist, I probably wouldn't even be on this earth because it was so much going on that I was just tired of it. But talking to my therapist and my best friend who said I sprayed them a lot is what made me push myself to get where I am and to tell my story and to be an advocate for other young kids who's going through the same thing that I went through.
I love that so much, Necia, and I think about, even back to some of my own childhood trauma, and I think, man, what if like all these people around, I know you guys see this. I know you hear this. Did you ever get to a point where you just kind of wish somebody would just see you and recognize and do something?
I do, like, even when I was talking to my other friends and to hear their story about what they went through with their family. It's like, dang, we all grew up in the same household. I didn't see that happen behind, but you never know what goes on behind closed doors. Everybody got two sides of them. You got their outside version of them, and then you got the behind the closed door version. So
Yes.
to hear them go through the same thing I went through, it's like, dang, we really grew up in the same household, but with different family members.
Right. Right.
And I was telling them the same thing, like, get the help that y'all can before it get too late, because you don't want it to get too late when we got a lot to accomplish. We only in our 30s or early 30s at that.
Yeah.
We still learning, we're still growing, and we still got a life ahead of us. So to see us to go through so much pain and hurt with nobody understanding where we're coming from, that's what hurt the most.
Yeah.
Nobody doesn't see what we're going through. Everybody want to victim blame and do the he said, she said stuff, but nobody's not listening.
And I think far too much of that is going on. And I always say this, I love the generation today. I love us. I love our kids. I love what they are doing today. We are speaking out. We are breaking those generational curses. We are breaking those cycles of abuse. We are not holding that in. You know, remember back in the day, they say, what happened in this house, stay in this house. No. Well, to a certain extent, but now we are speaking out and we are changing the way things are done. And I think maybe if we were able to get that message as children ourselves, maybe we would have stopped that cycle. You know what I mean? Maybe we would have been the people to stop it in the midst of it. But it's okay. We're doing the good work right now. Let me ask.
I'm glad that you said that, because a friend of mine actually asked me the other day. He was like, why are you doing these events? Why are you speaking out on these events? And I'm like, because nobody never heard us in the beginning. So this is my time to break the chain.
Come on. That is so true. That is so true. You are speaking up for that little girl, that little boy that is in it right now, that may not know how. And we don't want them to get to, 20, 30, 40 years old and still battling some of those things that we are. We only want them to get there because we made it out. Thank you, Jesus. And we want them to not even go through it. Hold on, Nisha. I jumped way ahead. Let me ask you, when did you first realize that you were carrying this great amount of pain that you just couldn't handle alone?
I was 13 when I first, it was crazy because I was 13, I was started lashing out really, really bad. Like, I was getting into fights non-stop. I never got in trouble in school. It was always outside of school is where I got in the most trouble. I was always getting into fights. It's like every time somebody said something to me negative, it was like either you fight me or shut up. It was at that point.
Yes.
But when I turned 16 and I was in high school, that's when I'm like, you know what? I can't keep going through this. I can't keep stressing myself out. I gotta get away from the toxicness. And when I turned 16, the principal was like, it's a upward bound program where you could go to the program for free of charge, and it help you with college, it help you for this high school and all that. And she asked me, was I interested in it? And I took that chance. That was my way to get away. That was my way. I was like, I'm taking it. Like, I gotta get away from these people.
Yeah. At that point, so you were pretty young when you realized this is a lot. I'm carrying around a lot. And then, Nisha, when you actually left, and I know it couldn't be, well, I know you were ready. You said you're ready to get out anyways, but still starting over, starting new. So can you talk to some of those people who may be at the point where they're saying, you know what, how do I get out? How do I get out of this? Or should I just stay in it because at least I know what to expect?
I always tell people, like, I just told my best friend this yesterday because she's going through something with her husband. And I was like, before it gets too late to the point where you end up killing yourself or anything can happen, get out while you can. Like this, sometimes you gotta hit that reset button. You gotta take what you got and just go and don't look back.
Yeah. I think we're always we're so stuck in fear of the unknown that we have no idea that God has a door waiting for us to just go through. We got to just go through to see what happens. Let me ask you something. You've been through so much abuse, and you also mentioned that you've been through toxic relationships and battles with mental health. What was the breaking point when you realized that you had to start fighting for your life?
I definitely want to say I reached my breaking point right before I graduated high school. And that was in 2011. And that's when I reached my breakup point. It was my senior year. And I cut everybody off that was negative energy. And when I did that, I had got death threats sent to my phone. I had got tagged in negative comments on social media. So I was like, okay, I deleted my page, I changed my phone number, and ever since then I've been at peace. It was hard because it was family, and it's like family. They always say family come first. Family always got your back, but I'm like, family is the ones that do you the worst.
Yeah,
They the ones that starts it.
Yeah.
So I had to do what I had to do, and it was hard because like it's family, like it's family, like expect your family to always be around and have fun and all that and love you unconditionally, but not this family. I had to go.
Yeah, I like that. That alone is a lot. I think about even now with me having kids, you think about, okay, I'm old enough, I'm mature, I can handle that. But having to handle such a heavy load, at such a young age, that's a lot. So,
and they say their kids are the ones that make you stronger because you gotta fight for the both. You gotta fight for yourself. You gotta fight for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me ask you, after your stays, I want to move to like the rebuilding. So after your hospital stays and getting to a point where now we're discovering, we're talking about mental health. What steps did you begin to take towards healing and becoming the woman that you are today?
When I got hospitalized in West Virginia, mental hospital, seeing everybody going through something behind closed doors with no way out, that's what really broke me because you in a room with a stranger that going through the same exact thing as you, 4 walls, hard beds, a cold room. And I was like, oh no, this is not for me. Let me snap out of this and get to where I need to be at because this is not it. So when the doctor came to see me and she read everything and she was like, you're just going through depression. Everybody go through that. You stressed out. You're frustrated. She like, I don't see no medicine involved. She like, I just see therapy. So she was like, this is what I'm gonna do. She like, I'm gonna send you home, but you have to go to therapy, and I have to see that you're going to therapy, just for me to let you go home. And I did just that because I was like, yeah, this is not for me. Like, I'm awake, I'm alert. Actually, when I first was like, no, you want to inspire others. So I'm like, I don't want to be no writer. I want to act. I want to help the community. I don't want to. No, that's not my thing. But when I was in high school, I won an award for best writer, which I didn't even know. It's on the wall, has this day, and I'm like, oh, I did, because nobody never told me. So I'm like, maybe this is my calling. But I was like, no, let me go act. So I tried acting now, and I did good with acting. And then I had a setback, and I was like, let me get back into writing. Let me see. So that's when I started back writing. And then looking for publishers to help with it was hard because everybody was like, we don't do poetry no more. We don't do nonfiction. I'm like, poetry ain't dead, but okay. Finally found somebody that's back on in Virginia that was like, I'm going to take your story in. We released the book in March of 2024. And before we even released it, I was pitching to magazines and everything. And that's when more doors started opening, podcasts that started coming through, radio shows. So I'm like, okay, God, I'm listening to you now. You told me this was what I was supposed to do the first time. I knit it in the bud. It was like, no. And you was like, I'm going to keep throwing it in your face till you get it.
Right.
And that was the calling right there.
Yeah, I love that. Come on, talk about obedience. Man, I just did a post on that about obedience and listening to what God is saying. If He's opening those doors, sometimes we just got to boldly walk through them or walk through them afraid. But either way, you got to do it. So kudos to your therapist for kind of pushing you. And let's just say this. I think it's so important when we have someone in our corner to believe in us, to say, yes, do it.
The best feeling ever. Having a lot of rejections. I don't quit. My name Nisha, and my name means warrior, so I'm going to fight. My middle name means victory, so like I'm going up to my name.
You're not worried about what anyone's saying. You're not worried about getting them back or making them pay for what they did. No, it is truly to help someone else.
And not just someone that still help me because I'm still healing. I'm still in therapy as we speak. So like
Yeah.
writing about it and telling is helping me.
Yeah. I like that. I love that, Nisha. I think we all can take a page out of that book as well. Letting it out. Don't do it to get nobody back. Do it to help you. I like that. Okay. For those who may be feeling silenced by fear or through the pain or the guilt or the shame. I love the word that you used before, the rejection. I mean, just growing up and having that consistent rejection and being able to overcome that. What would you say to encourage some of those women and also men?
I would tell them to keep going and keep praying about it because if you stop, you're gonna be called the quitter. Even if you keep going, somebody always gonna hate. Somebody always gonna have something to say, whether it's bad or good. Just do you.
Mm, I like it. Just do you. Just do
Just
you.
do
I
you.
know that's right.
Tell your truth. Speak
Yeah.
what's on your mind. Let it go. Because if you let it sit there and build up, it's going to explode and you're going to react in a way that you don't want to react.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah. How has your relationship with God evolved throughout all of this?
I'm slowly regaining it back. I've been going to church again.
Yeah.
I've been going online, but I don't like it online like that no more because it don't give you that feel. Like
Mm,
I need to feel his word. I need to feel his spirit. So I've been going in person every other Sunday,
yeah.
and it's the best feeling ever. I've been ordering Bibles for Black women for beginners, and it's everything.
Well, I love that. So, and there's a scripture in the Bible that says, how do the people know unless they have a preacher to teach them? How will they know unless they have someone to tell them? And that is what it's about. So I love the fact that you are actually getting Bibles and giving it to them. And, even though, I always say this, I don't claim to be an expert. I don't claim to be somebody's bishop or anything, but I can tell you there is some stories, there are some things that God has done for me in my life personally that all I got to do is just witness. All I got to do is just testify. And I think that speaks so much volume because I don't have to throw scriptures at you. I could just say what God did for me. I know that if he could pick me, little old raggedy me out and do something for me, he could do it for you too. I mean,
hmm
it love.
God is real. God
Yeah.
is real.
Yeah.
Y'all may not believe in it. That's okay. You don't have to believe in it. Everybody got their different beliefs. But,
Mhm.
honey, he is real. If he pulled me through this, he could pull you to anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love it. That's what it's all about. Do you ever feel like your struggles prepared you for your purpose today?
hmm
Mm.
Without the struggle, I wouldn't be where I am now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always tell everybody your struggle is what helps you what helps you keep going and motivates you.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Who would have ever thought that you would have a ministry like this? Did you ever think, as a little girl, I feel like sometimes, when you're in school and they're asking you what you want to be, I used to always want to be a teacher, so I'm like, I want to be a teacher, or a doctor or a lawyer, never in a million years would I ever think that I'd be an advocate for women and, and doing this, going down this path and this journey. So I have a question for you, Nisha. What did you always aspire to be as a child?
That I wanted to be everything. I was over the place. I wanted to be what is it, the doctors that help with the babies? I wanted to be with that. I wanted to be ultrasound tech. I wanted to be everything. Never thought helping the community and being an advocate and being a writer is something that God wanted me to do.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Lord, for letting your ways not be my ways. Okay, so you're now an author, you're poet, you're an actress. How do you use your creativity to tell your story and inspire others?
Besides writing, I do poetry slams. It depends on where the location is at, and I do author events where I go and speak on panels and sign books later on after that, which I have one coming up next year in July.
Yes.
In New York actually, so I'm excited about that.
Wow. Congratulations.
Workshops and the workshops that I've been going to, is have like different people in there, have singers in there, dancers, rappers, artists, and like everybody's in there doing something different. And it's like, okay, I love this connection. Like this connection is everything. Like all of us like seeing, and it's a lot of black people at that, and seeing us all come together and not bring each other down is amazing.
It's beautiful. Just beautiful. That's good, Nisha. Using your creativity, to inspire others and to get them to, try something new. I think we are such a talented people, that sometimes we feel as if maybe, oh, all I can do is this, or all I can do is that. Can I find something, that a career in it? Yes, you can. I don't care what you do. If you're a singer or dancer, yes, there is something for you to do. Use your creativity, artistry. I think that's why God gave it to us. What message do you hope that people will take away from your work?
Inspiration for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely inspiration.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, come on. We want to inspire people. That's what we're here to do. We want to give them hope, to get out of the bed. Look, there's been many times I didn't even want to get out of the bed.
Mm-hmm. I
I
had
didn't.
that moment this morning. I was like, I'm not going to physical therapy today. No, something said go ahead and go.
Yes. Yeah. Look, if I could read one of your poems and see that you've been there and see that there was something inside of you that got you up and got you moving, I need that too. And that's what I love. I love that you said you hope that your work inspires people. You hope that people can find hope through you. So yes, I love that. Nisha, what advice would you give to a woman right now who may feel broken?
I definitely would tell them like it's okay to feel broken. You're not the only one that's alone and feeling broken, but always put yourself first and love yourself first, and then love God for sure. Because without yourself and without God, it's no you.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
I love that. You are not broken. You are not broken. Man, I just keep hearing that so loudly right now. I think so many of us, Nisha, if I can piggyback off of your question and your answer, I think so many of us look at ourselves and we're just like, man, if I could just start over.
All the time. I was like, if I could just reset my whole life
Look,
over, I
yeah,
would do it so much better. But
yeah,
you
yeah.
can't start. You can't redo the past, but you can start from the beginning where you left off at.
That's good, Nisha. That's really good. That is so good. You remember that song, or you may be too young to remember that. Have you remember that song? The Father wants to put you back together again.
Hmm.
Oh, not the Father. The Potter wants to put you back together again. This is called the Potter's Touch or the Potter's House. And what it is, it's talking about just being clay. Being able to let God just like melt you. We already feel like we're just melted. We already feel like we're just crumbled in a million. We're broken, right? And in that song, I just keep hearing so often, like sometimes it's good to be broken, so God can mold us into who He wants us to be. Put all the pieces back in the right places. Look, that I need to listen to that song again.
I just said that. I was like, I need to listen to that. I love gospel music. Gospel music is it set the tone right. Like especially when you really going through it and you don't know where else to go. You lost. You're stuck. Turn
Yeah,
that gospel music on. Turn it on.
come on.
Turn it on.
That's true. Hold on, let's talk about artistry real quick and art through music. I do believe art through music, art through poetry, art through, I do, as you said, I think it's crucial. Turn it on, because what we are putting in our ear gates is changing our minds. It's making us feel that we're not good enough, or blah, blah, blah. Or it's giving us, it's inspiring us. It's letting us hear them verses, knowing that God can put my broken mess back together. That's good, Nisha. Come on now.
And it's actually this one singer named Zanaya Monet on Instagram.
Mm.
Her whole album that she just released on Apple Music speaks so much. It had me crying in my bed because I'm like, oh my God, like to hear her voice and feel what she been through.
Mm.
Everything that she went through is what most of us went through. And it's like, I can relate. I
Really?
listen to her album every night.
What is it? Is it gospel or is it Christian music or?
It's more like I don't want to say it's not gospel, it's not R&B, but it's more like an inspiration album.
You gotta send it to me. Send it to me afterwards.
I will. Like her album, oh my God.
Yeah.
She talks about how she went through a bad breakup with her baby dad and how she had to tell her child what was going on. Like it was toxic relationships. It was how it was, yeah, it's spoken. It's
Okay,
spoken.
send it to me. I love to hear it. I love listening to music and when it's telling a story, right? Before we close, I want to ask you to tell us a little bit about where we can find you, where we can follow you, where can we pick up your books, where we can support you.
So my book is definitely on Amazon and Black Gold Publishing. My publisher actually about to rebrand it because she was like, it's about time to rebrand it. So she about to do a new cover design. But right now you still could get it on Amazon and Black Gold Publishing. I'm on Instagram at it's Nisha B ITZ and has a Nancy ECIA, letter has B as a boy, and the same for Facebook. I don't have any other social medias.
Okay. All right. And you also give us that and then put in the description below. You don't happen to have a book that you can show us real quick, do you? If not, it's okay.
I actually just gave it away, the last one.
I'm always doing that. Like, I'm so sad to say I literally just mailed off one of my last copies of my book. I'm like, why do I do that? I don't have any more.
Well, I need to get your copy, actually.
Let me know. I'll send it to you. Okay, so what does freedom look like for you now?
Peace.
Mm.
Peace.
Mm.
Peace at last. Ain't nothing. I always say peace over everything. It's nothing better than having peace.
Yes. You can sleep.
Sleep just perfectly fine. Wake up fine.
Amen. Yes. Peace will set. Look, that peace will set you free. Okay, Nisha, I want to thank you so much for coming and pouring here at this well. I loved our conversation. You have left so many good nuggets for people to listen to be inspired by. I love what you're out here doing, from your poetry book to going out and speaking in the community, to your different author events. You have so much going on for you that I know that this episode is going to inspire other women to get out there and just try. I mean, we're talking about walking in obedience. Just get out there and start trying. It don't matter what it is. Let God put you back together.
Walk through them doors that God wants you to walk through.
Yes, boldly or afraid. However you get there, just get there. Okay, Nisha, before I let you go, I want you to leave something with us to hold on to until the next time we're in our women's support group, or the next time we're sitting in front of a therapist, or just give us a little bit of inspiration to hold on to.
Keep going. Never give up.
Yeah. That's good. That's it. Period.
Period.
Don't need no explanation. Just you cannot give up. There are so many people tied to you, tied to your purpose. If you give up, think about, as Nisha was saying earlier today, imagine the millions of little girls, the thousands of little boys, the people that are assigned to only you, that need to hear from you. If you give up, they'll never get that. Okay. I like it. Okay, Nisha, I want to thank you so much for pouring at this well. You did exactly what you said you were going to do. You came, you poured, you gave us hope, you gave us inspiration, you gave us a plan to start moving in our purpose for ourselves. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Okay, ladies, I want to thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Woman Witness podcast on the Woman Witness TV. I'm your host, Leah Fortier. And perhaps you were chosen for such a time as this to write, to tell your story, your truth. Until next time.